Welcome to Beyond Chips, the Chips GU podcast, where we explore people, projects, and partnerships shaping Europe's semiconductor future. I'm Luciano Gaudio, Head of Communication at Chips Joint Undertaking.
And I'm Vasily Peglidou from the communications team. Together, we'll be your hosts as we speak with researchers, innovators, and industry leaders behind the technologies powering Europe's digital and green transition.
In every episode, we'll go behind the scene of Chips GU founded projects. We'll hear stories of collaboration, innovation, and real-world impact, from lab to the fab and practical application.
Whether you're part of the Chips JU community or just curious about how semiconductors are quietly transforming everything around us, from farming to mobility, you're in the right place.
Our conversations are guided by a shared principle: clear, respectful, and inclusive communication, just like how we work every day here at the Chips Joint Undertaking.
So let's get started and meet the people behind Europe's chip-powered future. Joining us today is Suzanne Baron from AGRARSENSE, a project at the intersection of semiconductors and smart agriculture. As the demand for sustainable farming solutions grow, AGRARSENSE is developing sensor technologies that could transform how we understand and interact with the environment. So let's dive into how semiconductors are stepping into the fields and greenhouses of tomorrow. Suzanne, can you tell us a little bit about how AGRARSENSE is helping make agriculture more efficient and sustainable, please?
First of all, this project, Agriculture participates as a use case leader because we work on robotics and automation. So the advantage is that AGRARSENSE tackles several challenges in agriculture in one solution. So we work on disease detection, safety, and vineyard monitoring, and the actuation in one machine, thus providing a cost-efficient solution for farmers.
Suzanne, for scientific and also practical point of view in case, what kind of sensing technologies are being developed in the projects?
The advantage we have in this project is that we're working also with, let's say, industrialists that develop the sensors for our needs, for our requirements in agriculture. There are some LiDARs developed by Omatedia, and there's also other sensors that are being used or developed. We're working on multispectral cameras, we're working on RGB cameras and edge computing. So we're regrouping a lot of technologies for the uses in agriculture.
And you mentioned that some of the sensors are being used. What kind of feedback are you receiving from end users like farmers or food producers?
In this use case, we work on automatic pruning with the robots or the robotic arm. So this robotic system brings a solution for labor shortages, especially in pruning. And in agriculture, we face several problems with the dust, with the humidity and vibration. And what farmers are saying is that developing such a solution, it helps them a lot to face those challenges.
Suzanne, talking about obstacles or complexity, what are the main regulatory or data-related challenges you have encountered?
In terms of regulations, we follow ISO 13874, and this is not a problem, but the problems are in the environment, which is basically having very low connection in agriculture environments, in fields and in vineyards. So that is one of the challenges we have encountered. And as all the system is based on connectivity, on data, one of the partners also developed for us a solution for the 5G connectivity in the fields.
And speaking of solutions, what technology readiness level did your proposal have when you submitted it? And how did the support from Chips Joint Undertaking help your team move from concept to something bigger, like a product or a prototype?
Yeah, it's true that at the beginning we had a TRL, for the complete solution, it was a very low TRL, a TRL4, but we already had a robotic system that was already on the market, but The advantage of working on a CHIPS GU project help us to regroup several solutions and to get to a TRL7. And some partners have got more experience than others, and they have a mature technology that is used for several fields, but that is not used in agriculture. And they brought this technology to agriculture, which helped us in increasing the TRL level. And we can say that we would be at TRL7 at the end of the project.
Suzanne, from prototype, of course, to market, this is a quite important step. So what impact do you see AGRARSENSE will have in the next, 5 years?
The advantage actually of the AGRARSENSE is that the manufacturers or the industrialists are developing and co-developing for us. If we take the example of agriculture in general, we take the existing technology, off-the-shelf technologies, and we adapt them to agriculture. But in this project, and because we are working on a CHIPS GU project, they were able to develop according to our requirements. And that gives a real boost and a quick go-to market for the solution that we are proposing at the end of the project.
And just one more thing, Suzanne, apart from perhaps the moving ahead of the TRL levels from a lower to a higher point, what role did the CHIPS joint undertaking funding play in enabling your work overall? Was there anything else that you experienced as a result of the funding that maybe wouldn't have been there without it?
Well, one of the advantages in the CHIPS GU is that we meet with a lot of European partners, and that's a real advantage because we're working with research institutes, with industry, and there's this certain synergy in there that helps in going forward with the work that we are working on. And the advantage of CHIPS GU also is that we can work on low-level technologies, develop something from the beginning till the end. We can go from a very low TRL level to develop something that we need according to our market and to push it forward until we have a final solution. The CHIPS GU project first puts us in contact with the manufacturer of the solution, so we can develop or co-develop the solution according to our needs in agriculture. And that plays a vital role in bringing the solution to the market faster. And the other point is that there's a lot of synergy in working between industry and research in the same project. And the advantage of this project is that it was very oriented towards the end user's needs. So we were close to the end users, testing in the fields, and that helps a lot in developing a technology.
Suzanne, you have mentioned correctly the nature of the CHIPS joint undertaking, which is a collaborative program, implying, of course, synergies, a lot of interactions amongst the members of the consortium of the project. What kind of advice would you give to similar projects applying for future funding based on lesson learned? Thank you.
I'd say stay close to the end user's needs, actually. What for us, they're farmers, but for others, it might be other users, but you have to stay close to their needs.
And one last question from my side. Were there any unexpected use cases that emerged during the project?
Yeah, probably it wasn't the use cases, but some technical developments, some technical challenges, and we had to orient our solution towards different users. When we started with the robotic arm, we were not sure if we had to work on the pruning or not, and if this would be successful or not. But the farmers that saw the solution and said that they would really need it, and there's a lot of labor shortage in this field, helped us into developing and pushing this technology forward in the project.
That's fantastic. It really makes us happy to hear such positive feedback and all the great work you're doing, and knowing that the CHIPS joint undertaking had a part in this, it played a role. And in a way, together, we're moving forward. Thank you very much, Suzanne, for your time and for being here with us today.
Thank you also for this chance to talk about ChipsGU, and even we had a great chance meeting other partners and working in such a synergy with them on such type of project.
Thank you very much, Suzanne, and we really look forward to experiencing the practical and real impact of the AGRARSENSE result in a very close time.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for this chance.